Emperor Shah Jahan commissioned construction of the Red Fort on 12 May 1638 when he decided to shift his capital from Agra to Delhi. The name Red Fort is a translation of the Hindi word Lal Qila, deriving from its red sandstone wall. The official name of Red Fort is Red Fort Complex. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Let us divide the study of Red Fort in 15 parts, or the 15 structures. The 15 structures we divide our study are: Number 1, Lahori Gate. Number 2, Delhi Gate. Number 3, Chatta Chowk. Number 4, Naubat Khana. Number 5, Diwan. Number 6, Nahar Vishisht. Number 7, Mumtaz Mahal. Number 8, Rang Mahal. Number 9, Khaas Mahal. Number 10, Diwan Khas. Number 11, Hammam. Number 12, Bauli. Number 13, Moti Masjid. Number 14th, Hira Mahal. And the last 15th, Hayat Baksh Bagh. The Lahori Gate is the main entrance to the Red Fort in Delhi. The fort is approached through a covered street flanked by arcaded apartment called the Chatta Chowk, situated on the western wall of the fort. The gate received its name because it led to the city of Lahore, present-day Pakistan. The secondary entrance is the Delhi Gate. The gateway consists of 3 stories, each decorated with square, rectangular and cusp-arched panels. These are flanked by semi-octagonal towers, crowned by 2 open octagonal pavilions. The whole gate is clad in red sandstone, except the roofs of the pavilions where white stone is used. The gate was provided with a 10.5 high meter barbican by Aurangzeb, with its entrance to the north. It is said that Shah Jahan, while under house arrest, wrote to Aurangzeb and criticized his decision by saying, "You have made a fort a bride and set a veil on it." Every year since Independence Day in 1947, the national flag has been raised and the Prime Minister has made a speech from the ramparts at the gate. In the 1980s, the security of the area was increased by blocking the tower windows as a security measure against sniper attacks. A lift was also added to the gate. Delhi Gate. The history. The gate was built by Emperor Shah Jahan in 1638 as part of the rubble built through fort walls that encircled the Shahjahanabad, the 7th city of Delhi. The emperor used this gate to go to the Jama Masjid for prayer. Now let us discuss about its architecture. The gate is similar in design and architecture to the northern gate of the walled city, the Kashmiri Gate. It was built in sandstone and is an impressive and large structure near the gate entry. 2 stone carvings of elephants were erected. The road, while the wall to the west exists. The road from this gate passes through Daryaganj, leading to Kashmiri Gate. A part of the fort wall to the east has been demolished to build the old Delhi railway station, while the wall to the west exists. The gate is now a heritage site maintained by Archaeological Survey of India, ASI. It was permitted on 1984 to measure the entire enclosure wall of Red Fort. It was possible for the first time to reconstruct the modular plan. It was based on the units of Shahjahani yard called Gaz or Zira, which is around 0.81 to 0.82 meters. The Chatta Chowk or covered bazaar is a long passage way that contains a bazaar or market located in the Red Fort of Delhi. The Chatta Chowk is located behind the Lahori gate and is set within an arched passage. It is lined with two-story flats that contains 32 arched bays serving as shops. During Shah Jahan's reign, the Chatta Chowk was very exclusive, specializing in trading goods such as silk, brocades, velvet, gold, silverware, jewelry, gems, and precious stones, catering to the luxurious tastes of the imperial households. The Naubat Khana or Nakar Khana is a drum house that stands at the entrance between the outer and the inner court at the Red Fort in the Delhi. The British initially installed the museum of the fort in this gate. It was later moved to Mumtaz Mahal. The Indian War Memorial Museum is currently located in the first and the second stories. The vaulted arcade of the Chatta Chowk measures 540 into 360 feet and ends in the center of the outer court. The sides, arcades, and central tank were destroyed following the 1857 rebellion. In the east wall of the court lies the Naubat Khana, which was connected to the side arcades. Musicians from the Naubat Khana would announce the arrival of the emperor and other dignitaries at the court of public audience, which is Diwan-e-Aam. Music was also played 5 times a day at chosen hours. Many Indian royal palaces have a drum houses at the entrance. History. Some historians believe that the later Mughal emperors Jahandar Shah and Farooq Shiar were assassinated here. The popular name of the gate, Hatiyan Pol, Elephant Gate, derives from the tradition that everyone except Prince of the royal blood had to dismount from their elephants at this point before entering further into the inner fort complex. Diwan-e-Aam or Hall of Audience is a room in the Red Fort of Delhi where the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan and his successor received members of the general public and heard their grievances. The inner main court to which the Nakkar Khana led was 500 feet broad, 420 feet deep, and surrounded by arcade galleries where chieftains, umaras on the duty were posted. Nahar-e-Bihisht. At the far end of the line of the buildings along the wall north of Hira Mahal stands Shah Burj. In the tower was installed the hydraulic system that drew up water from the river below into the channel known as the Nahar-e-Bihisht, the stream of paradise, which flowed through much of the fort. The Mumtaz Mahal is one of the 6 main palaces that were situated facing the Yamuna River. All 6 palaces were connected by the stream of paradise, a waterway which ran through them. At one time, the Choti Baithak, which no longer exists, was located just to the north of the Mumtaz Mahal. The building was constructed with the white marble in the lower half of its wall and pillars. It consists of 6 apartments divided by arched piers, originally painted with floral decorations on the interior. The Mumtaz Mahal was a part of the Zenana or Zanana. After the British occupied the fort, it was used as prison camp. The building currently houses an exhibition of Red Fort Archaeological Museum consisting largely of exhibits of the Mughal period. The Diwan-e-Khaas or Hall of Private Audiences. was a chamber in the Red Fort of Delhi built in 1648 as a location for receptions. It was the location where the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan received courtiers and state guests. It was also known as the Shah Mahal. A gate on the north side of the preceding Diwan Aam audience hall led to the innermost court of the palace called Jalao Khana and the Diwani Khas. Originally, there were two enclosures on the west of the hall, one for the nobles and the other for those of a lower rank. These arcaded courts were destroyed after the Indian Rebellion of 1857. It measured 90 into 67 feet. It consists of a rectangular central chamber surrounded by a series of arches rising from marble piers. The lower part of the piers are inlaid with floral design, while the upper portion were painted and gilded. The four corners of the roof are surmounted by pillared chhatri. The current ceiling was installed in 1911. The later peacock throne from after Nadir Shah's invasion was once stood in this hall towards the east side. The current ceiling was installed in 1911. The interior was completely plundered following the Indian Rebellion of 1857. The Lal Qila is a Turkish bath located in the Red Fort and served as the bathing area of the Mughal Indian Emperor. It is located in the north of the Diwan Khas. The marble hammam is a bath that forms a part of the palace building. It consists of the three apartments separated by corridors and crowned with domes. The apartments are illuminated by a colored glass skylight. The two rooms to either side of the present entrance are believed to have been used by the royal children for bathing. The eastern apartment, containing three fountain basins, was used primarily as a dressing room. In the center of each room stood a fountain, and one of the rooms contained a marble reservoir built into the wall. As legend goes, perfumed rose water once ran through the taps. The western apartments was used for hot or vapor baths, and the heating arrangements was being fixed in its western wall. The whole interior was richly decorated with colorful inlaid pietra dura floral design made of white marbles. The floors and the dados of these apartments are finished with white marble. A bauli is a reservoir in which water can be stored. It is also a source of groundwater. Numerous tanks and baulis were commissioned by the ruling clans in which water was collected mainly during the rainy season and was then used throughout the year by the people in the neighborhood. The Moti Masjid is a white marble mosque inside the Red Fort complex. Located to the west of the Hammam and close to Diwan Khas, it was built by the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb from 1659 to 1660. Let us talk about its history. The mosque was built by the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb at Red Fort complex from 1659 to 1660 for his second wife Nawab Bai. The mosque was also used by the ladies of the Zanana. Hira Mahal is a pavilion in the Red Fort in Delhi. It is located on the western wall of the fort, located north of the Moti Masjid. The four-sided pavilion of white marble was built in 1842 during the reign of Bahadur Shah II. It stands at the end of southern axis of the Hayat Baksh Park. Overlooking it, it is simply decorated with reliefs but no inlay work. The arches are carved and the pavilion is overhung with chhajja overhanging eave. Located to the north end was the Moti Mahal, which was an identical structure built at the same time for the northern axis. It was probably destroyed during or after the Indian Rebellion of 1857. In between these two pavilions was a pool or another structure. The Hayat Baksh Bagh, which means life bestowing garden, is the largest of the gardens in the Red Fort in Delhi. The northeastern portion of the Red Fort, it was built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. The garden is beautifully decorated by pools, fountains, canals, walled enclosures, and channels. This garden is more influenced by Persian culture. Red Fort is a great tourist spot of Delhi or India. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and share.